Hi, it's Brianna, and today we're going to be picking my September TBR. Hopefully I get this video out, on September 1st, but who knows, because apparently September 1st is Sunday, and I definitely thought it was Monday, but whatever. And in the meantime, we're going to be doing something really interesting, because I'm, really far behind on my Goodreads challenge right now. And I know, it really doesn't matter how many books you read in a year, don't stretch yourself out, blah, 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 but I want to, okay? I told myself that I was going to read this number of books this year, and guess what? I failed. The year's not even over yet, and I can already tell you that I'm probably going to fail my challenge, because I've been in a reading slump for basically the past, 3-4 months, and really haven't read much of anything. I did read a couple of books in August, so hopefully that helps with the mess of books that we're probably going to be reading this month. Yeah, who knows? It's all up to random Uno chance. And you might be thinking to yourself, Brie, how are you going to choose your TBR by playing Uno? And honestly, I'm asking myself that same question, but I've been thinking about this, and honestly, I think it makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to kind of just do a little rundown. We're basically going to be playing Uno like we would Uno. We're just playing Uno. I took out quite a few of the cards, so the numbers actually only go up 1 through 6. If you don't know, there are 4 different colors, and each number has 2 cards, so there's 2 chances for me to pull each prompt. Each number in each color is associated with a different prompt. So, for example, the yellow prompts right here all are numbered 1 through 6. I basically had a list of prompts, 24 prompts that I randomized. Here's the video of me randomizing that somewhere on this screen. It probably popped up while I'm talking. Who knows what editing stuff is going to do in the future. But essentially, I just randomized the list, and then I just took the first 6, added them to red, took the next 6, added them to, I think it's green. No, blue, I lied, and then green, and then lastly, yellow. And here are the prompts on the screen somewhere. Go ahead and pause the video and read through them if you want to. These prompts are basically the ones that we're going to be working with in all of the fun TBR games that I hope we play in the future. But essentially, there are just the basic numbers, and then on top of those cards, there are the +2s. I only added 1 for each color, so essentially, if I draw a +2, that means that I have to add 2 books to my TBR for the month. I'm going to be drawing normally 8 books, and any +2 I add to that is just going to add books to my TBR. It's going to be a fun time. I promise. We're going to have tons of fun. There's going to be no stress. Everything's going to be great. And because it's no stress, I actually have a little bit of leeway at the end of the month, which I'll probably talk about later. But on top of the regular cards and then the 4 +2s that I added 3 extra cards. That is the stop card. There is going to be 1 every single month, and I'm going to randomize the color that it is of the 4 colors. I'm only going to add 1 in, and essentially if I get to play it, that means that at the end of the month, I get an extra save. Hey, Brianna here from the future real quick. I'm just going to explain the stop card just a little bit more detail because, I like semantics. Essentially, the stop card is my way out of punishing myself at the end of the month if I don't finish my TBR. A lot of the time with challenges like these, I'll leave some examples down in the description. People tend to do some kind of punishment if they don't finish their TBR, like unhauling the books that they didn't read, or reading a really bad book, or something like that. Essentially, if I get to play the stop card, which I don't perceive myself being able to do because it's extremely rare, I basically don't have to do any sort of punishment if I happen not to finish my TBR, and I can just kind of take it easy. Yeah, that's it. So, on to the next card. And then there is also the reverse card. I'm going to be doing the same thing, randomizing the color for this card, and if I draw it, then that means that at the end of this video or throughout the month, I can essentially void or switch out any book that I want to for a different book. Normally, I'm going to give myself, because I'm a mood reader, 2 chances to do this throughout the month, so of the 8 picks that I do every month, I have to read at least 6 of those, and then 2 of them I can kind of change, but they have to fit under the prompt that it was originally. It just, it can be whatever I want it to be kind of thing, if that makes sense. If I get the reverse card, I essentially get to do that with an extra book. And then the last card that is in here is the wild card. This is basically, if I pull it, I have to play it automatically. There's only 1 in the entire deck. If I play this card, I have a list of 7 prompts that are just completely random. They're not prompts that are part of the that are associated with the normal colors or anything like that. It's just random prompts that I came up with. Some of them are really challenging. Some of them add extra books onto my TBR. Some of them are like, read an entire series. Here, I'll throw the prompts up right here so you can kind of read through them. They're random stuff. I might add more to this, might change stuff out. Maybe every month I'll change it out if we play, like I said, if we play this again in the future, I'll change it out. If I play it, I just pick a random number. I go online, randomize the number, and then whatever that number is the prompt that I have to do for that month. And that's basically all you need to know about the game. So, let's hop into it and see what I'm going to be reading this month, because I feel like I'm probably going to drown. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so the way that we basically play the game is exactly like Uno. I'm going to draw 5 cards. Ooh, we have a +2. We're gonna really have to try hard not to put that down. Alright, so here's my hand of cards that we are starting with. It's upside down. Hold up, let me just awkwardly show this to you. There's our hand of cards. I'm gonna flip a card, and then the first card that I place down, oh, why is my life so unfortunate? This would happen on the first thing we're filming. The first card that I place down is essentially, after this first initial card that we flip over, is going to be our first prompt. So I'm going to put down the yellow 6, because I literally have no other choice. And that means that our first book is going to be the yellow 6 prompt. Here are the prompts. I'll put them on the screen for you real quick. And our prompt is going to be a book that I have high expectations for. So we've got our first book, which we've drawn a yellow 6. The prompt is going to be a book I have high expectations for. And for this, it was really hard because I have like a whole shelf. I have a whole shelf of books that I have high expectations for. A lot of them are new releases or just books I'm super, super excited about. So this is really challenging, but this is a book that I really want to pick up, and I recently purchased, and I haven't read it yet, and I really want to. And so for that, we're going to be reading Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Roberson. And it has to do with magical libraries and magicians and all of this fun stuff, and I'm so excited. This is a book for readers, by the way, and I've heard nothing but great things about this, and so I'm so excited to read it. It's gonna be so fun. Okay. Really high expectations for this. If I don't like it, well, it's gonna be really sad, isn't it? Alright, so draw number 2. I don't really have much of a choice because this is the only other yellow card I have. I have to add the +2 card, meaning I have to add 2 books to my TBR this month. And then since I don't have anything else to put down, of course, 5 of yellow. So our second book is going to be a random prompt. So we drew a +2, right off the bat, and we had to place it down, which means that this TBR is probably going to be 10 books long. Yeah. Let's really hope we don't get another one, because that would really suck. So our prompt is a yellow 5 for book 2, and that is a random prompt. So you're probably thinking to yourself, what does that mean? Essentially, I'm just going to go on Google right now, actually. And I'm just going to go on Google, and I am going to search up readathon. Okay. And then I am going to pick the first one or whatever pops up. And in this case, it's Owl Readathon TBR 2019. Great. It's a blog post about readathon. I just look up readathon prompts. If I said that, I don't know if I said that. And then I'm just going to go down to wherever the prompts are, and then I'm just going to randomly scroll through it, and then whatever I land on is what we're doing. Okay. So we're going to be doing the divination prompt. If you guys don't know what owls is, it's a really fun thing, and it's also not for another couple of months, so sadly you're just gonna have to wait. You can always do it by yourself if you want to. The prompts are always on Book Roast. I will leave her down below because I love the Owls Readathon. Actually, the newest readathon just happened in August, and I didn't participate because I have been in a reading slump, and I'm so sad. But the Owls Readathon is the first portion. It's based off of Harry Potter, and the prompt we're going to be doing is the divination prompt, which is a book set in the future. So for this, I'm going to be choosing The Battle for Wandala by Tony DiTerlizzi. So this book basically follows a girl named Eva 9, and it takes place in the future, and she basically lives in a sanctuary, like, underground housing unit with a robot that she calls Mother, and this robot basically takes care of her and trains her and teaches her everything that she needs to know about living up on the surface. So she does a lot of, like, training sessions with, like, simulations, that's the word I'm thinking of, simulations and such, and Eva's not very good at it, but one day her sanctuary gets attacked and Mother gets injured, and Eva has to run to the surface to hide, essentially. And when she gets up there, she discovers that everything she had learned in her entire life of how to live on the surface and what the surface was like is completely wrong. There are weird creatures and strange people who look weird, and weird plants and animals and all of this weird stuff, and everything's just so different and not at all like she knows. And basically she has to figure out how to navigate through this world and what's going on, and if there's anyone like her, and how she got there, essentially. And it's really interesting. It's such a good book. It's a sci-fi fantasy middle grade book. Definitely pick it up if you haven't. It's great. I love it. All right, genre number 3. Let us get a little bit more lucky. Okay, that's a good sign. That's something we want. I'm looking for a 5. All right, we've got Red 5. That is going to be book number 3 for the month, and that is the highest rated book on my bookshelf. All right, so book number 3, we're going to be doing the highest rated book. This one's a little tricky. Let me show you my Goodreads. Let me go look. Okay, let me go to my physical TBR shelf, and then let me sort by my rating. You'll see that my highest rated book is actually a, what is it called? It's actually a Keeper of the Lost Cities book, but this is book 5, and then after that is book 4, and 3, and 2, but not book 1, and guess which book I haven't read? Book 1, so I can't read 2, 3, 4, or 5, because I haven't read the first book, and while I could, in theory, read the first book in this series, I'm not going to because it's not the highest rated book. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm actually just going to go down until I get to a book that I can read. So then after that is Queen of Shadows and Empire of Storms. I'm on Heir of Fire, which is the 3rd book, and I haven't read it yet, and that's not on here. So then after that is Skyward by Sanderson. So I guess that's what we're going to be reading this month. Let me go grab it. All right, so we've got Skyward by Sanderson. Spencer wants to be a pilot, and pilots are like one of the best people in this society, but her father's a coward, or a traitor, or a coward, or something like that, and she has a very slim chance to go to flight school, but she's determined to do it, and she makes some discoveries along the way, or something or other, and it sounds really fun, and obviously, Sanderson. So let's get to it. I'm really excited about this one as well. I've been meaning to read it. I don't know why I haven't read it. I've had this book for it's been a good amount of time. I don't know why I didn't read it. I'm reading it now, okay? We're fixing my mistakes. From here, we've got a bit of options. I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to place down the red one, which is a Booktuber recommendation. Ooh, next we've got a Booktuber recommendation. So the way that I'm going to be doing this is I actually got this idea from a video by Books and Lala, which I will also be posting down below. It's a video where she essentially watched, if you like this book, then you'll like this book, videos made by booktubers, and she just picked books that they had recommended to her, so if she had read the book and liked it, and she would read the book that they recommended to read if you liked that book. So that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so the first video didn't have anything, but we're watching Haley and Bookland's video right now, and we have something.
Next up, if you liked Scythe by Neil Shusterman, I think you might like Renegades by Marissa Meyer.
Haley recommended if you liked the book Renegades by Marissa Meyer, which I read 2 years ago, I believe, and really enjoyed. I had so much fun with this book. It was the first time that I had really read a book about superheroes. I love reading comics about superheroes. I watch a lot of movies, obviously, and TV shows with superheroes, but I don't read a lot of books with it. And she recommended to read Scythe by Neil Shusterman if you liked Renegades, which I did indeed. So looks like this month we are going to be reading Scythe. And I'm so excited about this. It's a dystopian world where people can't die, but there's people called Scythes that are the only people who can kill you or cause you to die because medicine has advanced so much. And I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book, and it's like right up my alley, so I have a feeling I'm really gonna like this. But who knows? We'll see. I'm excited. Thank you, Haley, for the recommendation. I will also link that video down below. Alright, book number 5, we're gonna place down our green one, which is a series. So book number 6, we're gonna be reading a series, which is basically just me continuing in a series that I've already started. For this, we're gonna be reading the 4th book in the Artemis Fowl series, The Opal Deception. I just finished the 3rd one and loved it. I thought it was great. I didn't like the first 2 books as much, so I was really surprised when I really enjoyed the 3rd book from the get-go and everything. I think it's because I had started to grow attached to the characters and stuff was starting to happen, and it was super interesting, and now I'm super excited to read this book. Book number 6. We've got a couple of green options, but because I kind of want to try and move between the colors as much as possible, I'm going to put down the green 2 for book number 5, and our prompt for that one is my most recent purchase. Alright, so our 6th book, we've got a green 2, which is my most recent purchase. For this, I'm going to be reading Recursion by Blake Crouch, which is a new release book by Blake Crouch, who wrote Dark Matter. If you don't know this already, whatever, you should read Dark Matter, by the way. Really loved it. I just got this today, actually, in a package of a couple of other things. More than likely, I'm going to be reading this book, and I'm super excited about it. I'm kind of going into it blind, but I know it has to do with memories, and there's a detective maybe trying to figure out this disease of some kind or other, and it's a sci-fi thriller probably that's going to blow my mind. Alright, book number 7. We are going to put down our red 2. So for our 7th book, we've got a red 2, which is a reread. And for this, I am going to be rereading Six of Crows. I actually started rereading this back in February or March. And then I fell into a really bad reading slump, and I just never finished rereading it. I was going through it slowly because I was annotating it, as you can see with my sticky notes, and then just the blackness that is the rest of the book. I'm hoping to reread it from the beginning, starting over from the beginning again, rereading it, finishing annotating it, because I really want to reread this and Crooked Kingdom, and then read King of Scars, because I haven't done that yet, and now it's been just a really long time, and I'm really behind, and I really want to read King of Scars, and I'm upset with myself. It's okay. But this is what we're going to be rereading. We're still not done yet, because we got 2 more books to go. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh shit, no, we got 3 more books to go. Okay, next draw. Let's see what we get. Let's see if we get something good. This is supposed to be our last book, but because my life sucks, we got a wild card. Let us see what our prompt is going to be for that real quick. So, this is fun. We got a wild card. I was really hoping we wouldn't get one of these, because now I'm really scared, because one of the prompts of wild card is to add 2 more books to your TBR. And some of them are just really long things. Let's see what we get. All right, 1 through 7, and generate. What is that? So our wildcard prompts, let me put them back up on the board for you. We got number 2, but that means to read an entire series and finish it. This doesn't necessarily mean from start to finish. It just means from, if I happen to pick a series I've already started, from wherever I'm in that series until the finish. Typically, the challenge is to read 3 books for this, because you get 2 books taken off of your TBR. You can also just pick the final book in a series if you have one. I have a couple of those, but I didn't really want to draw this video out any longer, so I just picked a trilogy. We're going to be reading the Darkest Shades Magic series by V.E. Schwab. This is the box set. I recently bought this off a book outlet. Actually, I think it was a couple of months ago. Who knows? I owned the 3rd one here. Do you see it? It's right there in the hardcover. I have only read the first one, so I'm going to be rereading the first one and then finally reading the 2nd and 3rd ones. But these are the last books on our TBR. let me grab all of the books. So these are all the books we're going to be reading in, what's the month? September. There are 10. Yay. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're excited as much as I am about the fact that September is already here, because where the hell did 2019 go? I don't know, bro. All I know is I want it not to be summer anymore, so I'm interested to see what you guys are reading this month. If you guys have a TBR, or if you've read any of the books, or are going to read any of the books that I am planning on reading this month, let me know down below. If you guys have any prompts or challenges, TBR challenges, or anything of the sort that you'd like to see for next month, if all goes well this month, if I actually manage to keep up with this TBR, maybe we'll do it again. Let me know down below. I would love to hear from you guys, and I will see you guys hopefully soon. Bye!